I walked into a massive lecture hall with 300 people, sat in the very front row, and took 5 pages of aggressive notes for an hour, only to realize I was in advanced astrophysics instead of American history.
Wait, you took 5 pages of notes on astrophysics? Why did not you just stand up and leave when you realized?
I was too embarrassed. I thought if I stood up, all 300 people and the professor would stare at me. So I just sat there nodding along to quantum mechanics like I knew exactly what was going on. My brain was melting. That was my very first day of college in the US.
That is hilarious, but I completely understand that panic. My first day of school here was just as bad. I walked into my English literature class, raised my hand, and said, "Excuse me, Teacher Smith." The entire room went dead silent.
Oh no, the classic teacher mistake.
Yes, in my home country, we always call our instructors teacher. It is a sign of respect. I had no idea that calling a university instructor teacher in America sounds like you are talking to a kindergarten instructor.
I made that exact same mistake my first week. A guy next to me whispered, "You mean Professor Smith?" It is such a cultural difference. Here, if they have a PhD, they are doctor. If they teach at a university, they are professor. Never teacher.
I learned that the hard way. I felt my face turn bright red. And after that, the professor handed out this 10-page packet of paper and spent the entire hour just reading the rules. I kept waiting for the actual lecture to start.
Ah, syllabus week. That is a huge shock for international students. We expect to dive right into Chapter 1 on the first day, but American universities treat the syllabus like a legal contract.
Exactly. I thought a syllabus was just a list of books to buy, but it had grading scales, attendance policies, and something called office hours. For the longest time, I thought office hours meant the time the professor was working, and we were not allowed to bother them.
That makes total sense if you translate it directly, but it is actually the exact opposite. Office hours are specifically the hours the professor sits in their office waiting for students to come in and ask questions.
It took me a whole semester to figure that out. I was struggling with an essay and studying in the library until midnight, while my American classmates just went to office hours and got the professor to help them write the outline.
It is the biggest secret to surviving American schools. You have to show your face in office hours. But you know what the absolute most terrifying part of the first day of school is? It is not the syllabus, and it is not getting lost.
I know exactly what you are going to say. The icebreaker.
The icebreaker. The professor says, "Let us go around the room, state your name, your major, and a fun fact about yourself."
A fun fact. I hate that so much. Every time I hear those words, my mind goes completely blank. I am like, I am Emily, I major in communications, and my fun fact is that I drink water every day.
It is so stressful. I used to practice my fun fact on the bus ride to campus. I would try to think of something that sounded cool but not arrogant. I once panicked and told a class that my fun fact was that I had never eaten a taco. People looked at me with pure pity.
That is a terrible fun fact, Paul, but it is true the small talk and the casual conversations are way harder than the actual academic work. Like when a classmate turns to you before the professor arrives. How do you even start that conversation without sounding like a textbook?
That is a great point. What would you usually say if you wanted to talk to the person sitting next to you?
I used to say, "Hello, I am Emily. It is nice to meet you. Are you ready for the class to commence?"
Commence. Wow. That sounds like you are the president opening a formal ceremony. Instead of commence, people just say start. Or even better, you can just lean over and say, "Hey, I am Paul. Do you know if this professor is a tough grader?"
A tough grader. That is a really good phrase. It means someone who gives low scores, right?
Exactly. It is a great way to start a conversation because every student wants to know if the class is going to be hard. Or you could ask, "Have you taken any classes with this professor before?"
Have you taken any classes with this professor before? That is very natural. Let us fix another one I used to say. When I wanted to ask about the exams, I would ask a classmate, "Will we have many examinations in this course?"
Examinations is technically correct, but we almost never say it in daily conversation. We just say exams or tests, and instead of many, we say a lot of. So, are there a lot of exams in this class? Or you could ask, are the exams multiple choice or essay questions?
Multiple choice or essay. Got it. What about when someone asks you how you feel about the class? I used to say, I am very nervous because I must pass this course with a high grade.
That sounds a bit too intense for a casual chat. You could just say, I am a little stressed about the workload, or I really need to ace this class. To ace a class means to get an A in it.
Ace this class. I love that. It sounds so much more confident. So, instead of being terrified of the icebreakers and the syllabus, I just need to chat with the person next to me about acing the class and whether the professor is a tough grader.
You got it. And if you ever get lost on the first day, just own it. Do not sit through an hour of astrophysics unless you actually want to learn about black holes.
I will definitely remember that. Let us do a quick practice. Pretend it is the first day of class. We are sitting next to each other, waiting for the professor to arrive. I will try to start a natural conversation.
Sounds good. I am just looking at my phone, minding my own business.
Hey, I am Emily. Is this seat taken?
Oh, hey. No, go for it. I am Paul.
Nice to meet you, Paul. Have you taken any classes with this professor before?
No, this is my first time. But I checked online and people say he is a pretty tough grader.
Really? That makes me a little nervous. I really need to ace this class for my major.
Yeah, same here. Did you look at the syllabus yet? It looks like we have a massive paper due mid-semester.
I saw that. I am definitely going to be spending a lot of time in office hours this semester.
Good plan. Oh, looks like he is about to start. Prepare yourself for the fun fact icebreaker.
Oh no, not again. I am going to tell him I have never eaten a taco.
Please do not steal my terrible fun fact.
That felt great. It was completely normal and not stressful at all.
See, you did perfectly. You used ace this class, tough grader, and office hours all in a natural way. You are totally ready for any American campus.
Thank you, Paul. Next time I walk into a classroom, I will make sure it is actually the right subject before I start taking notes.
That is probably the best advice for the first day of school. See you next time, Emily.